All righty, we are live. Wait for a few of you to come in here. Chris should be joining me in a little bit. Just wanted to hop on here the day before Game 4. Knicks Celtics Game 4 starts on Monday night, and exactly how the Pacers have come out tonight is exactly how I want this New York Knicks team to come out during Game 4. Oh, man. Wait for more of you to come in here, trickle in here. 9:30 we normally do these podcasts, but, with the playoffs, the schedule has been kind of wonky. So, once again, I appreciate every single one of you that tunes in, subscribe, like, all the good stuff. Knicks basketball. Knicks. It's been a fun, not fun, 24 hours, last 24 hours, kind of nervous 24 hours. The New York Knicks are still up 2-1 on the Boston Celtics. And the sense I get from a lot of Knicks fans is they're nervous, right? They're nervous. They don't know what to expect. And I can relate to that in some way. But at the same time, I want to take a step back. Look, Jalen Brunson's comments after the game were kind of alarming, in my opinion. You never want to say that in the media, pretty much insinuating that we weren't ready. And we just came in here just not ready to play a Game 3. And it showed up on a basketball court. But Tony, what's going on? Joel, what's going on? Appreciate you guys in here, man. Appreciate you guys in there. So you're still up 2-1, right? You're still up 2-1 with the golden opportunity in Game 4 to pretty much take a stranglehold on the series, right? You go up 3-1. I don't want to see anything that we did in Game 3 happen in Game 4. Look, the Boston Celtics played championship level defense in Game 3, and they hit shots at an unsustainable rate. I mean, 23s, 50% from 3. But defensively, the Knicks weren't engaged. They weren't locked in. They just pretty much looked like they laid down in Game 3. I kind of want to flush that out my memory. And I'm kind of on to Game 4. Are there things to work on? Yes. But what the guys said after the game, especially Jalen, especially Mikal, pretty much insinuating that, I got the comments here, but pretty much insinuating that, look, we weren't ready. We let human nature take over us, and we just got comfortable with the 2-0 lead. That should never happen coming into MSG in front of 19,000 people that paid great money chanting defense when the team is damn near down 30. They're chanting defense. The team's down 30, showing nothing. Right? So, Wayne, what's going on? We need this one tomorrow. Yes, we do. Chico says, yes, Game 3 behind us. We are good. Yeah, Game 3 behind us, man. Game 3, man. I mean, it's bad game. Look. Exactly how the Pacers have come out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, the score in that game currently is Indiana is winning 80-39 at the half. And look, you can't really compare the two games. You can't really compare the two teams. You can't compare the two series. But the Indiana Pacers lost Game 3 at home to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they are smoking. I'm not expecting that, but I want that type of intensity in Game 4. Right? That's what I want. That's what MSG deserves. Look, guys, I know it's easier said than done. Right? It's easier said than done. It's easier for me to come on here and say, look, I want that intensity from this Knicks team in Game 4. I need them to come out guns a-blazing. It's hard in the NBA, right? Especially against the Boston team. But guys, the New York Knicks are 1-5 in their last 6 home games. 1-5 in their last 6 home games, dating back to the regular season. They lost 2 to Detroit, 1 to Boston, 1 to Cleveland to end the season, 1 to Boston to end the season, 1-5 in their last 6 home games. That is not, it's not good, right? Not good. So just getting started here. Once again, Chris may join me here in a little bit. He's running a little bit behind, but once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. This Game 4 preview. AP says Pacers are going back to the conference finals. That makes me sick. It's looking like that. Rise says the slow starts have to stop. It's ridiculous. Chico says first quarters are killing us again. Tony the mailman says we're still up 2-1. Knicks win tomorrow. Mark my words. Let's go, Tony. West End, Knicks in 5. Tendril says it's not a must win. It takes 4 losses to be eliminated. AP says, yeah, we stink at home. West End, yeah, Knicks in 5. Going back to that Chico comment, man, the first quarters, it's unacceptable how this New York Knicks team are coming out of these basketball games. And look, 3 straight games where you've gotten down by 20 plus or more points. And that's kind of like absurd and like alarming. But in 2 of those games, you won. So you're 2-1, right? I mean, it's we're still in a good spot, guys. Like, we're still in a great spot, right? All focus should be on Game 4. And I think the guys are ready, because one thing that this Knicks team has shown us throughout the playoffs in round 1, and honestly throughout the regular season, is that when they face adversity, they answer the challenge. Like, when they lose, when they have a tough loss, they normally come out the next game and give you a better effort and win, right? So maybe they need a little bit of a kick in the butt after Game 3, after those 2 emotional wins, Games 1 and 2, because let's not forget that those were 2 emotional wins for the New York Knicks. Then you come home, then you're like, wow, wait a minute. We're up 2-0 against the Boston Celtics. We just did that in Boston. So it is human nature to kind of relax a little bit. Like, we're good, man. We're all right. 2 thrilling, emotional wins in Boston. You come home. I mean, you're the king. You're the kings of New York. You come home. Everyone's on your side. But all it took is it's human nature is what I'm trying to say. But Game 4 should be one of those games where, okay, I'm looking at this game to figure out what this Knicks team is really about, right? Do not get down by 20. Come out strong. Come out with more intensity. Feed off that crowd. MSG is waiting to explode, right? MSG is waiting to explode. MSG is waiting to, cheer for the squad. They are, man. I mean, these people pay good money to be up in there. So Game 4 should be fun, but I personally think, I said this to one of my friends earlier, I think, see if I'm being dramatic, I think whoever wins Game 4 wins the series. That's what I think. That's how big I'm putting this game. I could be wrong. Like, we're always wrong. But I think whoever wins Game 4 wins this series. Because look at it from the Knicks side. If you go up 3-0, right? 3-1. Going back to Boston, you have 3 different three more opportunities to win 1 game. Right? So I think Game 4 is big for the Knicks. You lose, it's 2-2. You're going back to Boston where you've proven that you're comfortable in playing there. Obviously, it depends how it looks too in a loss. But now Boston steals back home court, and they're feeling good about themselves, saying, look, those 2 losses, whatever. It's 2-2. Let's just finish the job. So, big Game 4 coming up, man. Big Game 4 for the Knicks coming up. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Get to your comments, man. Get to your comments again. Rye says it's unacceptable the way we are playing at home. Tony, yes, agree, Rye. What's going on, Rye? Appreciate you. Tony says, what's going on with Karl-Anthony Towns' hands? So Karl-Anthony Towns update, it is he's going to play. I mean, he practiced in full today. He's not listed on the injury report. So despite the lip readers out there who, said that Karl-Anthony Towns told his dad that I broke it. And look, he's been playing through this hand injury pretty much the half of the season up until this point. So he's good to go. I mean, he's not on the injury report, so he's going to play, Tony. He's going to play. El Figgy says we lost because Dibbs decided to play drop coverage. I don't know why. Knicks didn't switch as much in game 3 either. The defense took a major step back. And obviously when the Boston Celtics are hitting their shots, that, it exploits that a little bit. It magnifies that a little bit. But Karl-Anthony Towns, the drop coverage, you saw it a lot in game 3, and it just can't happen, right? It just can't happen. And a lot of hesitancy from Josh Hart, and just a bad game, right? I kind of just want to flush that one. Like, I do. And because the quotes after that game with Brunson pretty much insinuating that they weren't ready for the game makes me believe that, all right, these guys, like, it's like they took the night off, right? So, but yeah. Simon says we win tomorrow, we win the series. Let's go. Let's go. Tendro says, again, a win tomorrow is not a win for the series. Still need to get a 4th win. Tendro, yes, agree. But if you win tomorrow, right, if you win game 4, if you're the Knicks, you're up 3-1. Boston has to win 3 straight games. You have to win 1, right? So you take a control of the series. You have another home game just in case you don't get the job done in Boston. That game 6, say you win game 4, that game 6 is going to be massive in New York. Massive. If you don't win game 5. So 3-1 going to Boston compared to 2-2 going to Boston. I know it's series, and the NBA is like really funky right now with you have all these away teams winning on the road, and you have like home teams just not winning at home. And I think I sort of sat on Twitter that it's the winning percentage at home for these NBA playoff teams are at an all-time low. So it's not just the Knicks, it's everybody. So 3-1 going to Boston feels a lot better than 2-2 going back to Boston. So Wayne says it's all about our response right now. Otonio says we need to bounce back, start fast, and play fast pace. Yes, agree. Look, you guys are right on the money with all your points. We need to play fast. One thing I see this Knicks team do sometimes is they get into their offense really late into the shot clock. And it starts from your head. It starts from the head. It starts from Jalen Brunson, right? And that's what was so concerning about game 3 when you had Jalen Brunson on the podium by himself pretty much saying that guys weren't ready. You're the captain. You're the leader. You got to get the guys ready, right? You got to. You cannot not be ready for a playoff game, right? And I'll find the audio from Jalen Brunson and I'll play it just in case you guys haven't heard it from after the game, which I'm sure that you had because even I played it after the game and I was dumbfounded about what Jalen Brunson said. So play it really quick, react to it. I know it's it is what it is. It's over with. But I just wanted to kind of play this and react to it because I didn't like what JB said. So
Cal kind of said the same thing, that the urgency wasn't there. Why do you think that was for such a big game? That you didn't have the urgency needed?
I don't think we came with the mindset of being satisfied, but I think it was just subconsciously satisfied being up 2-0. But it's not the way we need to approach the game.
Josh?
So, yeah. We all know what he said. It's human nature. So I don't want to dissect that too much because I love that he's being honest. And everyone in this room will probably say the same thing, right? I just love that he's being honest. And he's speaking for everyone in the locker room. He's speaking for the players in that locker room, even the coaching staff. And it's human nature. 2 emotional wins going back to MSG, and human nature. Prezi says 1 game at a time, 1 possession at a time. Let's go. Simon says we win tomorrow, we win the series. El Figgy, tomorrow is to give the fans hope. Right now, the way they're playing isn't inspiring us. West End, game 4 is a win for the Knicks. Let's go. AP says, I think things with the Knicks are psychological. And now another word is Karl Anthony Towns is hurt. Yeah, Cat with the thumb injury, AP, but it's looking like all hands on deck regarding that. Otonio says we need to play physical and tough. Rye says flush it, learn from it, and then correct it. Yep, AP says tomorrow is a series. Creech says our problem is that we don't play fast enough. Simon says that's kind of arrogant. Tony says you got to incorporate OG and Anunoby for us to win. Yeah, OG was that game from OG and Anunoby was probably his worst game as a New York Knick. Worst plus minus as a New York Knick. Probably one of his worst games as a Knick, right? And I went down the stats a little bit. So your 2 wings have been solid for the most part, but in terms of shooting, OG and Anunoby from corner threes is shooting 29%. Mikal Bridges is shooting 33% from corner 3. Josh Hart, 63% from corner 3. Cat hasn't missed from corner threes. So Boston's going to take their threes. They're going to play their game. It's a math game with them, and it worked in game 3 where they hit 50% of their threes. I mean, that's not going to happen. They shoot about 36%, 35% from 3 as a team. They shoot a lot, but that is their average. But the Knicks have to look. I know we'll talk about the Hack of Mitch and the Mitchell Robinson Instagram post, which you guys haven't seen, where it seems like, he really just doesn't care. It seems like a lot of people are getting to Mitchell Robinson and they're, getting, pretty much they're messaging him and adding him saying, bro, how can you miss all these free throws? And Mitch he made an Instagram post. I'll play it later. But Boston is that was a must-win game in game 3, right? Must-win game in game 3. They got it done. But for the Knicks, game 4 should be one of those games where you just give it your all, right? I shouldn't even have to be saying this, but you just give it your all, and you just have to, because you won game 1 and game 2. Don't care how you did it. You did it. Don't care. You're up 2-1. Win game 4, you're up 3-1, right? So Boston is going to play their game. They're going to shoot their threes. They're going to hit most of their threes. And, this Knicks team has to generate better looks. They have to get into their sets faster. And the offense really just hasn't been there for this team in this series. I know they shot really well from 3 in game 1, and that got them back into the game. But offensively, it seems like even during the Pistons series, right? It just seems like their defense has been ahead of their offense in these playoffs. So offensively, when the ball is flying around, when the ball is moving around, that's when this Knicks team is at their best, and it's much easier said than done. But, it starts with number 11, right? It starts with number 11, our captain. And let's go. Appreciate you guys in here, man. Once again, game 4, Monday night. Otonio says tomorrow is a must-win. AP, I think that's the worst playoffs loss I've ever seen the New York Knicks take. Wow. Andy, what's going on, Andy? Remember the Celtics were in pure desperation mode. They were looking at being down 0-3. These MFers got commercials for documentaries on their franchise legacy running on ESPN. Yeah, look, they play like their season was on the line, and it was. They didn't want to go down 3-0 because if they went down 3-0, it's a wrap. Right? It's a wrap. So, Mike, what's going on, Mike? Appreciate the members in here. Pacers are mopping the floor with the Cavs right now, and I need the same exact thing tomorrow night. Same thing. Pacers are not playing with their food. Cleveland, number 1 team in the East. It's fascinating what's going on over there. I know they're dealing with injuries, but Pacers are about to take a stranglehold of the series 3-1, going back to Cleveland. But exactly how the Pacers came out tonight, they are winning 90-40, 90-49. I'm not predicting that tomorrow for the Knicks, but I kind of want that. I kind of want that. I kind of do. Because like I said, opening up this, little quote-unquote preview, the Knicks are 1-5 in their last 6 home games. 1-5 in their last 6 home games. It seems like when they come home, it's their anxiety hits for some reason. It's weird, man. Home court doesn't mean the same like it used to. And it's not just the Knicks, it's throughout the NBA. But the Pacers right now are mopping the floor against Cleveland. Insane. And game 4 is massive, guys. It's massive. Game 3, whatever. Flush it. It happened. 2-1. We got ourselves a series. But you win game 4, you just gave yourself a tremendous opportunity to close this out in the next 3 games, either in Boston or New York. You give yourself 3 chances to win 1 game if you win game 4. And you would think, look, we're home Monday night. Crowd should be engaged like always. Ticket prices are crazy. They should have the big screen set up outside like they normally do. Crowd just wants to explode, right? Crowd wants to explode. And I need a good win tomorrow. I do. I need a good win tomorrow. I do. I'm feeling like this Knicks team will respond because, like I said, off of tough losses, they've responded. So I'm not really concerned to think that they won't respond. But again, I want to give credit to Boston because they are that good. So yes, 90-49 is crazy. Indy is not playing. Buzzer beater. Whoa, buzzer beater. Salute. Can't stop to chat. We need game 4. Appreciate you hopping in there for a quick second, buzzer beater. El Figgy says, I'm sick and tired of Cat getting hacked on one end of the court and getting called for touch fouls on the other end. Yes, El Figgy. I said it. I tweeted that exact same thing, El Figgy, on the Knicks Nation account, right? Seems like Karl Anthony Towns' whistle on the defensive end is different than on the offensive end. But I didn't want to sound like I was complaining about game 3 with the officials. It is what it is. I mean, this Knicks team just didn't show up as is. But it's been like that throughout his career. It's frustrating. But, Cat just needs to, I think it's the complaining mostly. Like the yelling foul after every non-call. Just got to stop. And I think the officials will give him the benefit of the doubt. And, but yes, I do want to see that switch up in game 4. I don't know why I just did the DJ air horn. But AP says that's the series. They lose game 4. It's over. I don't trust the Knicks to finish. And what's up, Buzzer Beater? Shurin says Boston shot 25% from threes in the first 2 games. That was not sustainable. We must play bigger and better. We are too small for Boston. The whole hack of Mitch, it's a strategy that Boston is implementing, and it is working for them. It worked in game 3 for sure. And I know the Knicks as a team are shooting like 72% from the free throw line in the playoffs, which is terrible. But most of that is Mitchell Robinson. And it's all in his head, I think. I think it's all in his mind. I think because during the regular season, all I need is 50% from Mitch, right? All we need is 50% from Mitch. Give us 50%, I'm good. He's not even giving you that. Right? So I'm trying to pull it up really quick, but his free throw percentage. Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs is shooting. I'm trying to pull it up. So check this out. In the regular season, he shot 68% at the line in the regular season. In the playoffs, Mitchell Robinson is at 28%. 28% in the playoffs? That's terrible. They got in his head. They got in his head. And it's a shame because Mitch is so valuable out there. Like they're fouling him for a reason, to throw him off his game, to slow down the pace. They're fouling him just to get him out the game. And it's working. And Tom Thibodeau said after game 3 that, you know, he got to make his free throws. If it depends how he's impacting the game, then he's not going to play him. And we saw good minutes from Precious Achiuwa in game 3. I wonder if they'll switch that up into game 4. But Mitchell Robinson cannot shoot 28% from the line. That is historically bad. So, yeah. Just give us 50%. Let's give it 50%. LV. What's going on, LV? Just coming on here, chopping it up game 4. Mike says we need to stun Boston tomorrow. We need to come out and be cutthroat. We need to be ones to set the tone, make them think about vacation, make them feel like the efforts in game 3 was useless. Exactly, Mike. LV, if you want to hop on the live, man, the link is the same. Come on here, I'll get you in, man. We could chop it up. You know, I'm waiting for Chris, but LV, if you want to come on here, hop on the live, the link is the same. It's up to you. It's up to you. And I'll get you in here. AP says, I think this is Mitchell Robinson's last year on the team. We'll see. You know, I don't want to talk about that yet, man. I mean, this Knicks team is 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals, man. I want to focus on game 4. Ed. What's going on, Ed? El Figgy says, if Deuce is going to put up 5 points in 20 minutes and not play defense on Pritchard, then Thibs has to sit him. I'd rather see Precious out there. That's one thing that I was thinking about. Like, can we get better contributions from our bench? Deuce had a good game 1, good game 2. Timely shots in game 2. LV says, give me 5 minutes. I am in. Appreciate that, LV. LV about to hop on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. The Precious thing, they went to him in game 3. So campaign is giving this team nothing. So will this Knicks team switch it up the campaign minutes, right? I mean, it seems like Jaylen Brown, they struggle with, you know, defending him when he's, you know, he's taking Josh Hart to the paint. He's taking Mikal Bridges to the paint. Mikal has actually done a solid job defensively. But I don't know. Will Tom Thibodeau switch up the bench? Will he play DeLon Wright? Will he play Shamet? Tucker? I don't know, guys. I know I'm like overreacting to game 3. I don't know. A part of me feels like a PJ Tucker in this series wouldn't hurt. Right? Wouldn't hurt. Boston doesn't like the physicality. They don't. And you can't push Tucker to the paint. You can't push him around. And he can hit corner threes. Because I laid it out there. Corner threes. Mikal is shooting poor from corner 3 this series. And OG Anunoby shooting poor from corner threes. And against this team, you need every point. You do. So Wayne says, I don't understand how any NBA player cannot hit at least 50% of free throws. Yeah. Like I said earlier, Mitchell Robinson, 60% in the regular season, 29% in the playoffs. It's not good. It's not good. It's in his head. right? It's in his head. And then you had him on Instagram Live. Just trying to pull up the footage. This was him on Instagram Live. Barry, appreciate the subscription. Today, on Instagram, excuse me, not Instagram Live.
So, I know y'all commenting and doing all the stupid stuff, thinking that I really care. I really don't. Y'all know what I care about. This motherfucker, playing basketball, and my daughter. All the other stuff I really don't care for. But I do got some more things I want to say to someone else too after this video. So, oh shit, it's fucking nasty in there though. Y'all see that shit? What a bitch. Damn, gotta clean that. Y'all should know me by now. Been here 7 years. Y'all know how this shit go, man. But anyway, happy Mother's Day. Y'all enjoy yourself.
So, happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the mothers out there. Sorry it took me so long to say that, but Mitch seems like he doesn't care. And he should. He said he cares about his cars. He mentioned basketball. He mentioned his daughter. So the mentions are getting to him. And it's weird because the fans were cheering for him and clapping for him in game 3, just trying to motivate him to make his free throws. And then he comes out, and I know he's not speaking to Knicks fans, but I mean, they're trying to do what they did in baseball to, Juan Soto, and what they did in baseball to Trey Turner. They're trying to like clap it up to give him some, motivation to hit his free throws. And then he's coming on here saying, he's pretty much saying, I don't care about the heat that he's getting from missing his free throws. So, yeah. Andy says Thibs should start Mitch to get Boston in the penalty early. Andy, I thought about that too. But Josh Hart has just been so phenomenal. Do you want to make that switch right now? I think if the Knicks were to lose game 4, then you make that major switch. Or if I don't think they're going to make that switch though. I don't. Because Josh Hart has proven that he can hit his threes. I mean, he's shooting 40% from 3 during the playoffs. He's been tremendous. Had a bad game 3, but so did everyone, right? So did everyone. Game 3, I mean, you can finger point OG and Obi. Not good. Mikal hesitant a lot. Brunson turnovers. I mean, you could point to everyone in game 3, right? So you just want to flush it, but the Mitch, the free throws, I mean, it's 28%. I mean, I don't know about that. All right, let's get LV in here. I see LV joining the show. There he is. Mr. LV Live hopping in show midstream. Might get Chris on here too. What's going on, LV?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Ant was shaking, man. What's going on? Everybody, listen, everybody, man. We got about 60 people in here, man. Everybody hit that like button for Ant, man. Hit that like button. As soon as you walk through that door, hit that like button, man. Don't come through here, wiping your feet, doing all that stuff, coming up in here. Hit that like button before you walk through them doors, people. Please, from my man Ant doing big things, man. Big shouts to you.
LV, we just going over the Mitchell Robinson. I don't know if you saw the video that he released today. But it seems like he's getting to him kind of, even though he's saying he doesn't care. But he's shooting, 28% from the free throw line. In the regular season, he shot 60%, way better. So, what do you say regarding that? I mean, you think it's just a mental thing with Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to remain optimistic, right? It's he's going to come on and do a video, man, because I guess what happened is a lot of people was getting at him, right, about that. And of course, he's sensitive, man. You know what I'm saying? He know what time it is. You saw what happened. He missed that one free throw. He put his head between his legs and grabbed his head, right? He knows, man. He feels the pressure, man. He feels the pressure. And so I think that it's a tough situation, man, because on one end, he's really good with the rebounding, right?
Yeah.
Defensively. But that's a big, big problem, man. They're really kind of really using that as leverage. Tibbs is going to have to find a way to kind of work around that. But, man, I mean, you got to make your free throws, man. I mean, it's really that simple, Ed. You know what I mean? We can't really. This guy's making how much? He's making millions of dollars, man. He's got to get in the gym and knock down his free throws. I mean, that's easy, man.
Yeah, it's baffling, man. It's truly baffling, but his impact is so impactful. So,
Right.
it didn't really hurt the Knicks in game 1 and 2. I guess you can say because we won, but Boston, they were there. The Knicks were up 30, and they still did hack a Mitch. So that was kind of like a smack to our faces, kind of like we're still gonna do this. Like it doesn't matter. So we're still gonna come out the game and get him out the game and try to do this. But game 3, right? I kind of want to flush that, man. What do you say about game 3?
Yeah, you're gonna need to flush it, man. You're gonna need to flush it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're gonna have to in order to lock in and get ready for tomorrow. Because listen, man, the Celtics win tomorrow. The series is over, man. Series is over. I'm being honest with you. Series is over. And the reason why I say that, and the reason why I say that is because
Yeah.
last night bothered me the most. I don't care that we lost. I said it on my live. I don't care that we lost because you're going to lose games. I mean, it happens in the playoffs, right? I mean, you're playing against really, really good teams. You're going to lose some games. But, it's how we lost, man. It's how we lost. And then I'm listening to post-game interviews and guys are saying that, we got to come in here with a different attitude. We got to, and I'm like, yo, man, how are you guys still doing the same stuff you was doing during the regular season, coming here with a different attitude? Like, what are you like? That sounds crazy to
Sounds
me.
like a
That
broken
sounds
record, right? They say that all the
right. It's
time.
just, and look, man, this is just for people in general. Everybody in the chat, man, just hear me out for a second. Just with anything in life, if you continue to see the same outcomes of certain things, what do you guys want to do? You want to change it, right? You're not going to continue to do it. That's like insanity.
Yeah.
We've seen this all season, guys. They just don't come out ready to play. Like I don't even know where to even begin to say, like, yo, how does that even possible in the playoffs? Like, it's the playoffs, and you're coming home. So it makes no sense to me. And this is why you're hearing people, Tibbs gets the backlash because that comes from him. He's the top guy. You're a representation of your coach. If you don't come prepared to play, they're not going to look at the players. They can't fire the players and say, get rid of everybody. They're going to look at the guys and say, yo, who's preparing these guys? Because we've seen this before. The biggest one to me was how they looked against OKC that Friday night. Remember that? When they came and they looked terrible against OKC.
Yeah, they looked disheveled.
It looked really bad. This looked the same way.
Yeah.
They're down by 30 in the Garden. When I go to the Garden, I've been in quite a few times already. I sit in 105. That's where I sit. I was even looking for tickets. Yo, for my seats, they wanted $2,300 a seat. $2,300.
Hey, I'm glad you didn't pull that trigger, man.
Yeah, so right. So that's what they wanted for that. So what I'm trying to tell you is people are paying top dollar for that, man. And for you guys to come out and, Brunson and these guys talking about, we got to kind of come out and kind of be focused. And, my man, people are paying top dollars for this, man. You know what I'm saying? You think Dolan was okay with that? You know what I mean? With that outcome?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, I do have to agree with you. You got to flush it. But man, Tibbs has got to get these guys ready, man. He's got to get these guys ready to go. Like, because to me, you can't leave it up to them because you see what's happened. So, coach, we need you to get these guys focused. I don't care if you got to get them in 4 hours before the game, change things up, whatever. Because if they don't come out here and win, I'm telling you what's going to happen. The confidence is going to go down. They got to go back to Boston. You know what's going to happen over there. Then they got to come back to the Garden. If they lose 4 in a row, I don't even know where you begin to keep this guy around because it's a direct reflection of that, man.
Yeah.
And I know we can't look down the road We can't do that. We don't want to do that. We want to be optimistic because I love this team. But last game really, really hurt, man, because you could lose, Ant. You could lose. That's okay. But I would have liked to see the score 115 to 110.
Exactly.
115 to 111. We're in the game, but the champs just show their championship medal and they're hitting big shots. Then it's like, all right, cool. It's a tough game. We lost. All right. But to get your doors blown off, you're down 20 basically in the first quarter, 36 to 20. I mean, it's a joke, man. But we've seen this before this year. So, I mean, yeah, all right, cool. Let's flush it. But listen, man, let's flush it and ship it off to the moon, like something like that, so we could be prepared for Monday, man, because it doesn't look good, Ant. Like I'm being honest, it doesn't. And the reason why, Ant, too, is that, and I know I'm going on a real rant here. I'm just
go.
Sorry.
Go. I said a lot. Go.
The reason why it doesn't look good to Ant is because offensively, we just have not looked right at all. We pulled out those 2 wins. Cool. That's great. Everyone's happy. You get a win. But we have not looked good in these games. Like, we just have not. Every game we're down by 20. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't. And so, we could sit around and say, okay, we got to change this. We got to change that. I'm hearing other shows, people saying, oh, guys got to do this. Guys got to do that. All right. But it's the same outcome. Like, I don't do well with that. You know what I mean? It's the same outcome. So then what else do we change? We can't just fire everybody and say, okay, get rid of everybody. Get rid of the whole team. Brunson had how many turnovers yesterday? Like, he didn't look right. So it's just Cat doesn't look like himself. You can't find open threes for Cat. Like, the offense looks like elementary school offense.
Spacing is a problem.
So it's just, you know what I mean? It's just really, really frustrating, man, because, you want to find a way to where you say, okay, cool, I see an avenue where we could win, but it's like, man, I don't even know, like, where to even go with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm off my tangent. Big shouts to everybody.
Nah, man, that was awesome. And you have Mike in here saying this definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Yeah, look, game 1 down 20, game 2 down 20, game 3 down 31. I mean, and yet this Knicks team is up two games to 1. I mean, in order to beat this team, you need some magic. That's what happened in game 1 and 2. Right? I mean, they're elite. Boston's elite. But you took advantage of their, poor play in the fourth quarters in game 1 and 2. And in game 3, it kind of like gave us a reality check a little bit. All right, like, relax, calm down. I know that was a pivotal game for them. They didn't want to go down 3 games to nothing LV. Their season would have been a wrap. And look, I said it earlier, the Knicks are now 1-6 in their last 1-5 in their last 6 home games. So they're not taking advantage of MSG, which is crazy to me because, like you said, I mean, these people pay good money. We pay good money to go sit up in there and cheer for them. And I couldn't fathom spending that much money, and they come out like that. But it's a price you pay. I mean, we're all Knicks fans, and we'll do whatever for this team. But, yeah, I mean, that's what gives me, like, one thing that that's giving me confidence in Game 4 of is they've come out of these bad losses with wins in time after again, right? They've answered the bell. If you go back to round 1, they lost game 2, come back game 3, they win. They lose game 5, go back to Detroit, win game 6. And that's happened throughout the season. They've come out of bad losses with good wins. But, like you said, starts with the coach, starts with our captain. He's a captain, right? Brunson. He's the captain. He got to, and I know he was honest, truthful, and, in the post game. And I kind of like that because it kind of like gives you an insight of what they're thinking. And, that we're all human. I said that game 1 and 2 was emotional, like, for them. Like, it was emotional wins. Then they come back home and they're like, we can do this. Like, everyone's probably like blowing up their phones. Like, hey, let's go, Nate. They got all these celebrities and, they had a lapse in game 3. So game 4, you say, if they lose, it's a wrap.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's just the mentality thing, man. They listen, for them to be up 2-0 on the champs at that, stole 2 games in Boston.
Yeah.
Right. This is their opportunity to really say, okay, we're going to put our foot on their necks and we're going to really take control of this series. You see what's going on right now in Indiana, right? They're up 80-39 at halftime. You see what's going on right now? They're up 80-39, man. I don't even know the score right now, but that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you got a home court and you have advantage and you got the team that's supposed to be favored,
It's 105-70.
that's what you do, and you know what I'm saying? And so that's missing from us. And there's no way Indiana's got better players than us. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's frustrating because you're saying to yourself, yo, why can't we do that? It ain't like
Yeah.
we got bumps. We got 2 All NBA guys on our team. Brunson and both Cat are going to probably make second team All NBA. So how can't we do that too? So yes, you're making a valid point. I do agree with you. You are right. We have bounced back after
Mm-hmm.
major losses. We have done that. But we haven't faced a monster like this. Boston is no joke.
Yeah.
No joke. You can't. You got to take advantage of them. Like you got to come out ready to go. You got to run. You know what I mean? And once that's why I stress this elementary offense because you see what's going. They're not running no back cuts, no nothing. Tibbs is doing this. I'm like Tibbs. What is that? What is that, man? Like what is that? You know what I mean? Then you see Missoula running up and down the sidelines. He's calling out plays. He's doing all types of stuff, and they running back cuts. Everything looks easy for them. Everything's a beautiful flow in their offense. That's why they're getting open shots. They're doing double screens, back cuts, everybody. They gotten us running in circles, and you see the flow with their offense. Then last game, he's doing a drop. We've been switching this whole time. That's why we look great defensively in Boston.
Change.
Right. So what, Tibbs? Like, you know what I'm saying? So people could say, yeah, it's the players. It's okay, cool. It's the players. You're absolutely right. It's the players. So who tells the players to stop? Who tells the players to say, yo, man, we're not doing that no more. Cat, stop dropping. Did I tell you to drop? No. Okay, so don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do that. And okay, I'll say this offense isn't working. Okay, we gotta kind of change some things up because Boston is too good defensively. We gotta get some easier shots. This is what I want. Why aren't they stressing getting Cat in the post and feeding him down there? Why aren't they doing that? He was doing well and dominating there. Why don't we start off doing that? Getting Tatum maybe in foul trouble. It's simple things.
Yeah.
Instead of Brunson going 1-4 flat. So, yes, I blame the players, yes, but they need direction too, and that's why you have a coach, to give them direction. And if they don't listen, you got to kind of get on them about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I really doubt the players that we have. I mean, do you think Brunson is the type of guy to say, all right, Tibbs, I'm not listening to you. I'm doing what I want? I don't get that from him.
No.
He seems like a pretty coachable guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that from Cat. I don't get that from Bridges. Like, I just don't. So, it's just difficult, man, because we can continue to blame the players forever, but it's like, yo, man, these are our guys. This is it. This is our team. So then what do we do? You know what I'm saying? They're not doing this. Okay, so does that mean we just give up? If that's just who they are, I don't want to give up. I don't believe in that. So what do we do to change things? Perfect example. Why you brought Precious in? Why can't we see some Shamit? We need some shooting. Why can't we try that out and see what that looks like, Tibbs? I don't know. I'm just asking.
The campaign experiment, I think, needs to. It really hasn't worked in this series. It's been frustrating to watch him. I know why he's out there, to speed up the offense, and you need kind of. I thought like in Game 3, maybe he would have came in and gave the Knicks a spark, but I understand like everything you're saying, but I kind of want to give this Knicks team like the benefit of the doubt right now because I kind of think Game 3 was just such like like I know it kind of reminded us of what this Knicks team is. They're offensively, but defensively they've been solid games 1 and 2, and I know Boston had a lot to do with that in the fourth quarters, but at the end of the day, this Knicks team is up 2-1, and I think after Game 4, you really are going to find out who this Knicks team really is, right? Because you say if they lose Game 4, it's over. I don't think it's over. It's not over till it's over, but it's this home crap needs to end, LV. I mean, you got to win at home, man. I mean, it's happening throughout the NBA, and I know it's just not the Knicks. Boston lost 2 home games to us, but like go up 3-1, and it's kind of looked ugly, and it's not supposed to look pretty. Like it's the playoffs, so okay. I know offensively we've been really like struggling in the fourth quarters of being really good offensively. So it has looked ugly, but OG needs to, I know in game 1 he had a big game, but
Yeah.
games 2 and 3 he's been, offensively he's been non-existent.
All right.
He's shooting like 29% from corner 3 this series, which is not the entire playoffs, which is not good. And I just, I don't know. It's like you said, the coaching. Yeah, I do think it starts from the coach. It does start from Tibbs. But moving to the bench now, LV, do you think, I know Deuce had a big game 1 and game 2, but do you think Tom Thibodeau switches it up at all? Because
No,
you have
nah.
Pritchard. I mean, Pritchard was big for them in game 3.
Yeah, he was huge. He was that to me, outside of threes, that was the big factor for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? We lost by 22, right? He had 23 points off the bench.
Yeah.
Right. So the bench production we're getting is outside of Mitch, right? I mean, I think Mitch is solid. I mean, I think Mitch has been great. It's just the foul shooting. But he has made a difference in other areas, right? Which has been great. We're not getting anything from the bench. So I thought Deuce has had solid minutes, but the point production is what we're missing. You know what I mean? That was big in game 1. He had 11 points off the bench, right? And he didn't have that. I think getting in game 2, he had 5. I don't know what he had last game. I think he might have had 5 or 6. We need anywhere between 11 to 13 points. We need something like that off the bench. And that's why, I mentioned the whole Shamet piece, because you're going to need another shooter out there or something. And so you got to throw a wrinkle in there, because you're going to need that production. Because we're basically, and if you think about it, we're basically going 7 deep. Right, if you think about it, I mean, because Campaign played a little bit last game, he didn't play that much. So all in all, we're basically going 7 deep. But as we know, Tibbs has his ways, man. He could be really, really stubborn in a sense. Excuse me, I'm sorry. No, we went 9 deep because Precious did play a little bit.
Yeah.
So Tibbs can kind of have his ways about him, and I just don't see him making a big change like that to say, okay, let's put Shamet in for shooting, or maybe to your point, like you mentioned before when we spoke, maybe putting Adele on right for defense.
Yeah,
because I think right. Yeah. So I just don't see that happening. So I just think it's the same pattern. So we're just gonna have to hope that these guys come out with better energy Monday. They play better, like you stated, and kind of have a good bounce back, because they got a wake up call from this by getting embarrassed. And going forward, we can see more energy from these guys, because I doubt that he shakes things up like that. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, Boston played really 8. They have Cornet. Porzingis played a little better for them, even though he missed all of his shots from the field. So you have to figure if he's getting healthy, that could be an issue. Pritchard is a problem. I mean, they shot 20 or 40 from 3. I mean, but most of them were open, but they weren't going to shoot 23% over the first 2 games,
right?
The entire series.
I mean, yeah. So, these are the champs, man. These are the champs. This is what it is, man. In order to beat the champs, you got to knock them out, man. That's just what it is. They're not going to go down lightly. They're just not. So I think once again, that was my frustration about yesterday, because they're saying, okay, how weren't you guys ready? You knew these guys was going to come and ready, because they know this is it. If they lost yesterday, that was going to be it. So I would have loved for that same energy to be matched what Boston came in with.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we can't expect them to kind of shoot how they shot fabulous, but they could shoot like that again tomorrow, Ant, which is fine. You got to match that energy. You got to match that output. Mm-hmm. We have the horses to do it. We got the players, man. We do. We got to match that, because I'm telling you, I'm not saying they're going to be perfect, the champs, but they're going to be really locked and loaded now. They're smelling blood, Ant, because they're like, yo, man, we see what we did to these guys. If we tie it up 2-2 and we're going back to Boston, we can go up 3-2 on these guys. So there's like sharks in the water. They're smelling blood. So we got to really be ready Monday, because we're going to get their best again.
I think we will. Look, they shot 20 or 40 from 3, 50%, and they put up 115 points. So it's not like they put up like 130, 140, I mean,
right.
That's still, it's this Knicks offense needs to get it together. And I think they will. And I think, everything we're saying, that they're talking about that in the locker room. But Game 4 is pivotal for this team. And I just think 3-1, 2-2, series not over either way. But, 3-1 going back to Boston, you give yourself 3 different chances to knock out the defending champs. Doesn't matter how it looks, just one more win.
Yeah, just
one
get
more
it.
win.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. I think also too how we start and is going to dictate the game, like how we start. Because if you remember,
starts too have been
crazy. I thought game one we started better, and that first quarter was
did.
good. It was good. I thought we started really great in that first game. Second game, no, and then this game, no. You cannot go down 16 points to the champs.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, because now it's an uphill battle. But if you're down 4 or 5, you're right in striking distance, right? A couple of possessions here and there can really change the game. So we just got to stay there, man, and then stay close like we always have been. The champs are going to knock down shots. We got to be solid then too. And then, as you know, if it's fourth quarter, we're down by 4 or they're up by 5 or whatever it is, we got the captain. We know what he does, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the big thing. And then we can steal a victory on Monday, man. But we got to start right here. We got to start right.
Yeah, we do. I think they will. Appreciate you guys in here. Just Rover. I see you in here. Loud and clear says what's good. What's going on? Loud and clear. Anthony says we need a spark on Monday. And Anthony also says play PJ Tucker. How many times do I have to say this?
And I don't think PJ wants to play. I think he's just over there chilling, collecting a check.
Look, I think this Knicks team will respond, LV. I think they will. I think they will respond. It's a big game. And it's fascinating that Boston has been favored in every single game. They're favored tomorrow by 6.5 points in MSG. They were favored in game 3 by 5.5 points. So it's like weird series. I know, I don't, if you bet, I mean, it's been weird. But, yeah, I think this Knicks team, you just come out ready, come out hungry. And I think you can get it done, I mean, make it a fourth quarter game, and it's all hands on deck from there. I mean, we got the captain. We got Captain Clutch locked in the chamber. So
that's right.
I'm
a
ready.
Big part of this game, too, a big part is something I think they kind of gotten away from. I don't know why, but it's ball movement. And when we've been our best is when we've gotten over 30 assists, right? When we've gotten over 30 assists in a game, I forget what the record is. I want to say we're over 20-something in 1 or 2. But we got a really fabulous record when we're over 30 assists and we're sharing the ball and great ball movement. That's what we have to see. It can't be just this ISO stuff because it makes it easier to defend. So we got to have ball movement, and I think that's going to really be, to me, the key of what we do Monday, Ant.
Any predictions for Game 4? What we got? Who's coming out hot?
I think we pull it out, Ant. I think we pull it out. Here's the score, everybody. 110-107.
3?
Knicks.
Okay. Yeah. I think we win that one. I think we win Game 4. And, it's been a weird series, but, I think we win Game 4 and then we take the pressure. We put the pressure back on them. And we're going into not a hostile, but Boston where we're comfortable in winning. So I think this Knicks team will respond, but it's not going to be easy, man. These are defending champs for a reason. And, Jaylen Brown said it at the end of Game 3. They said, you got to beat us 4 times, not 2, not 3. Well, 2 down, just 2 more to go. And you got to come out hot. Yeah, I mean, you feed off the crowd. MSG, people pay good money to sit up in there. It sucks that, Game 3 happened, but it did. You move on. The Men in Black, Will Smith, Flash. Forget about it.
They need to put that in the whole garden. Just splash everybody.
That's it, man.
Word up. We just need the Men in Black. Word up.
Hopefully everyone had a great Mother's Day, and you come out Monday hot and you win. Look, Pacers up 3-1. I mean, the game's not over, but it's over in a sense. I mean, do the same. I know it's hard to beat the defending champs by 15, 10 plus points, but we need a game like that.
Yeah, we do. And we haven't looked good, man. Offensively, we just haven't played a good game at all. But we've been winning, right? That's what I mean. So to your point, we're kind of due, Ant. We're due for a good one, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm hoping for tomorrow night.
We due for a win with LV, man. Appreciate you hopping on here. Little impromptu hop on podcast. Appreciate you, man. Let's go Knicks, man. LV has a YouTube channel. I'll link it up in the description, as always, man. Any final words before we head up and out of here?
Knicks in 6.
Let's go.
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. That's winning in the Garden. Game 6. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, LV. Appreciate you.
All right, man. I'm going to holler at you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you as always. I'm Anthony. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Let's go Knicks. Peace.